Hey, and welcome to another Justin's Leap to the Past. I'm out in public now in Shinjuku, waiting to meet my wife, so I figured I'd record this now. It's been a day or two since I've recorded one of these. So E3 is just around the corner. E3 is the Electronic Entertainment Expo. It's the US and probably the world's biggest video game expo. It's changed a lot over the years, but I think I went to quite a few. I think I maybe went to 6 of them in my career as a game journalist, so I wanted to share a couple E3 memories since that's on the mind of the game journalist, game industry at large. So I think my first E3 was in 2000, and I was a web editor at Game Informer magazine for GameInformer.com, and one of my main memories of that was forgetting my t-shirts. So I packed a bunch the night before and trying to be proactive. And I didn't want my shirts to get wrinkled flying from Minnesota to LA, so I left all my shirts on hangers in the closet. Got up, got ready to go, got on the plane, landed, got in the hotel, had no shirts. Felt really stupid. Luckily, E3 gives a lot of free shirts, so and all the fellow editors were on a mission to kind of make sure that I had shirts, so I pretty much wore nothing but swag. Well, I literally wore nothing but swag, t-shirts, my entire first E3. I remember, I think my first actual press meeting was with THQ, who of course I went on to work with on WWE games, and senior editor Andrew Reiner, who was kind of a mentor to me, he decided to come with me on my first meeting for whatever reason. And we got there, THQ in the booth in the inner sanctum, and they were like, well, what do you want to see first? And of course, me being a pro wrestler, maybe I wasn't quite a pro wrestler at the time, just pro wrestling aficionado, I of course wanted to see the new WWE video games, but instead, Reiner said, oh, show us the Nickelodeon party game, which was kind of a rib on his part to me, so the PR person was like, okay, sure, let's go see. And they showed me, wasted maybe 2 minutes of our time, 5 minutes of our time with a Nickelodeon game as opposed to a WWE game, which is what I really wanted to see. Another memory, and I don't remember which exact E3 a lot of these are happening, but going to Nintendo's pre-E3 press conference, which was at a kind of fancy hotel. And I remember this was the first time they showed a playable of Wind Waker, which Wind Waker, when it debuted, it was cel-shaded, so a lot of people weren't into it. I liked it. I thought a cartoon style could work, but a lot of people weren't into it. But then the next year they showed a playable, and it was Miyamoto-san up on stage. I think he might have been playing himself or somebody else was playing, but they were at a part where I think you had to kill an enemy to get a key. You had to use the key to unlock a door to progress. Pretty standard stuff. But the enemy got killed, and the key just fell through the environment. So it kind of put the demo to a halt. And I remember kind of hanging around afterwards, because there wasn't a huge hurry at these press conferences, and seeing Miyamoto walk out flanked by like 5 or 6 other guys, and he was livid. He was yelling at everybody, and that kind of betrays the happy-go-lucky public image that Miyamoto-san has, of course, being the creator of Donkey Kong and Mario and so many other beloved classics. But another mess up at a press conference, I think the first Microsoft E3 press conference when they were going to launch the Xbox, Bill Gates was up on stage. Again, it was pre-E3 at a press event, and I think he brought out the Xbox to show that it was a physical, tangible thing, and he went to turn it on, and nothing happened. I don't know if it wasn't hooked up to the video out or what the deal was, but it was a kind of big reveal. Powered it on, press a button, nothing happened. Got to see a lot of great bands. Got to see Jane's Addiction at Sony's party. I got to see Outkast, Missy Elliott at, I think, other Sony parties. So that was really cool. Let's see what other E3 memories. I mean, always the Metal Gear Solid trailers were like such a big deal. Konami always had a big booth and a giant screen, and people were just camped out, just sitting around watching. Usually Metal Gear Solid 2 was really the big one, and they did it so well that none of us knew that Solid Snake wasn't the actual main protagonist for the bulk of that game, which, sorry if that spoiled things for people. That game's came out in 2001, so you should have played it by now, and if you haven't still played it, it's worth playing. yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, it really. Oh, okay. So when I worked at Game Informer for a while there, we had our own booth, and our booth was in Kensha Hall, which I don't even think they use anymore, but was the basement of the LA Convention Center essentially. And LA Convention Center, by the way, is used as a airport in a lot of movies. So you'll see this big area and it look like an airport, and it's actually LA Convention Center. And if you've been there a couple times, it's not very stealthy how they hide it. But we were in the basement of Kensha Hall. There were a lot of like Chinese and Korean game companies, and I think oddly Enix, before they merged with Square, Enix, makers of Dragon Quest, they were in the basement of Kensha Hall, but we were like way in the back, so every time we had to go back and check things out, it was essentially like a locked in closet that sometimes one of us was at to update the website at the time to get our web content up, because really when you're working web at E3, it's crazy. It's like a crunch. You're trying to get everything out as fast as possible. When you're working print, you can take your time. I mean, usually you've got your E3 issue is out already, and you're just kind of picking up the pieces and making sure you don't miss anything. Yeah, okay, I'll end that there. E3, a lot of fun. Oh, I did work E3 once when Microsoft unveiled Kinect, which was their motion sensor camera. I had a role in the rafters in these suspended living rooms where there was me and a kid and a handler, and we were supposed to be, I don't even know if anybody could see us, but we were up there enjoying Kinect somehow. That was like a Cirque du Soleil type of exhibition that really didn't go over very well with people, I remember, but neither did Kinect as a whole. There's a truck that I don't want to get hit by. See that truck? Ah! Okay, that's my leap to the past of some of my E3 memories. E3 will be, I think, January 8th and 9th, coming up here in Los Angeles. Incidentally, I'll be in Los Angeles a couple weeks later, bring my wife there for her first trip to the US, so that should be fun. Building new memories. I don't just live in the past, I actually live in the future, live in the present, and build for the future sometimes. But thanks for watching Justin's Leap to the Past. Let me know if you like being outside, seeing a little bit of Tokyo around. I live here, so it's not super fancy to me, but I realize that some people think Tokyo is pretty cool. Well, I still think it's cool. It's just doesn't have the new car smell to me. But give me a thumbs up if you want to. I would appreciate it. Thanks for watching all the same, and I'll leap with you again. Bye.